right, good morning everybody. Welcome to another round of coffee and questions. What's today's topic? I'm going to talk about working on fixing up and kind of restoring that EZGO golf cart. I think this is about part 3 at this point, and the trouble or some things that I ran into. Now today I'm going to talk about replacing the belts on it. So I ordered a package off online that came with both belts, and so let me show you real quick. Okay, so when I got them from buying them online, which I probably should not have done, I just couldn't find the larger one locally at the time, they sent me both belts for the EZGO. Now, the big one, fairly easy to remove on the EZGO. You just kind of pull it one way as you turn, the pulley, and I'll show that to you in a minute, and this one comes off. Now, the one for the generator is a little bit more different. There's a bolt, and I'm going to go over and I'm going to point them out and show you that it's like a mounting bracket bolt. You have to loosen it, and then there's a tensioning bolt. So there's 2 of them, and you loosen those up and you can put the other one on. So I went to put this one on because this one goes on before the other big one. I'll show you here in just a sec. It'll all make sense. This anyway would not fit, not at all. I loosened up the tensioning screws all the way. I could not get this belt to fit. I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. Went in, watched a couple of YouTube videos, played around, thought, well, I'm going to go down to the auto parts store and see if they have one that would match the old one. So the old one I took off is right here. Luckily, it still had, the markings on it. It says 4L350 on it. And so I took it in, both belts. I explained it to the guy. He went back, came out with another one that's an exact match to the old one that I took off. And because I had the other one when we were in there, this one that came in the kit, it's not the same size like it's supposed to be as the one that I took off of the cart. So anyway, $18 later, I think, that's what it was about 18 bucks. Anyway, got another belt, so this one should work perfectly fine. Now I'm going to take the camera over. I'm going to show you what I did to get both of these off and what I'm doing to put them both on. So I'll be with you in just a sec. One other note here in the video, I did get my paint in today for it. This is a metallic green. This is made by Duplicolor. Emerald green metallic. It's what the kids picked out, and they give you a can of hardener. And that's going to be another video because I got to finish prepping the body, but that'll be coming up soon. And like I said, I used the Rust-Oleum, primer filler and sanded it real well before I put this on. And then I'm going to take a look at it and see whether or not I want to put a clear coat on it just for the fun of it, and I thought I'll just see how it goes. I mean, it's just a golf cart, like I said, but we'll see. Okay, you can see this is kind of a close-up of the generator. Now, that bottom bolt right there, we'll call it the mounting or the bolt bracket. I loosen that first, and you're going to have to put a wrench on both ends. There's another nut similar to this on the other side, so you're going to have to either hold it or have somebody hold it, and then you're going to loosen that. Now, the one that's more difficult to get to, and you're going to have to use an open-end wrench, let me show you. It's going to be the tensioning nuts. There's 2 of them, so you have to loosen the top one and then loosen the bottom one, and then that will cause the generator to kind of pull forward and give you some room to put on the new belt. So let me show you a close-up. Okay, so that's just a close-up. It's easy enough. Just loosen both of these up, and then that new belt will slip right on. Then you reverse the process. You're going to tighten the tensioning bolts. Okay, at that point you have it tensioned, and so after that your belt's good. And how do you know you have enough tension? Well, if you can pinch it and kind of pinch upward and downward and you get about a quarter turn, that's a pretty rough estimate that you got it the way you want it. And then if you have about an inch play, like if you can move it up and down with your fingers about 1 inch, that gives you a pretty rough estimate that you've tensioned it correctly. There's lots of methods, but that's just the way that I do it. Now the next thing you want to do, like I said, because you reverse the process, is go down where the big bolt is, and here's a picture again, and then tighten this up. At that point you're done, and you've got it tensioned correctly, and it should be fine. Okay, now the generator belt's been put back on, and you have it tensioned, and everything's tightened up, and it's looking good. Now the last step on putting both belts on is this large belt right here. It will slip over that big round black kind of donut looking thing, and it just goes on by hand. You just go ahead and lay it in the tracks, and then you start to turn that pulley over here with a silver cap on it by hand, and it will just automatically go back on just with a little bit of oomph to it, and boom, there you go, and the whole task is completed. All right, everybody, well, that's what we have done today. We went ahead and replaced the belts, and you saw step by step on what I ran into, what I came across, and of course the belt problems, you know, that I had. I mean, so much for these kits that you get online. Like I said, the belt wasn't even the right size, but for the bigger one it was, and you know, $18 more, we got it done. Okay, so we need to move on, and what am I going to do next? So I'm going to order an air filter, an oil filter, and I'll get those in. We'll change the oil in it, put a new oil filter in it, put a new air filter in it, and I'm going to go through the rest of it and see if there's anything else, and then, you know, we'll fix that too. Of course, I got to finish the sanding and prep work for that metallic emerald green. So we'll do those on the future videos coming up, but if you've got comments or you know a better way to accomplish what I was doing, like I said, I'm not a golf cart mechanic or anything like that. I'm just kind of figuring out as I go. Still kind of a fun project, you know. Like I said, we've done quite a bit to it. I haven't spent that much. I would guess $150, maybe $175, somewhere in there so far. $200, maybe under. Okay, not a bad deal. So I hope you keep following me. I hope you click subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. You folks have a great day. Bye-bye.